Boo! I was pretending to be a ghost because it's Halloween. Welcome to the Joel Friday TV podcast. Not podcast anymore. Welcome to Joel Friday TV. I am Joel Friday. Welcome to the show. Sorry, y'all, for the stuff. Listen, it's Halloween, so the ghosts are in the machines, okay? That's what happened. The ghosts are in the machines, and they don't want me to put the show out. You know what I mean? Because I got a positive message on Halloween. They don't want it. They don't want it. So that's what happened. But we here now, or we're going to make it work. Few announcements before we get started. Hit that like button, smack it. Latest smack down, like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your people's about the show so we get the subscribers up and the message out. Also, as you guys know, we are live Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Punchy.tv. And at any point during the show, you know what you can do. I know what you can do. We know what we can do. Call in at 888-775-3773, 888-775-3773, and we can talk about whatever you want. I'm here for Halloween, Christmas, the ghost, whatever it is, we can get into it. 888-775-3773. If for whatever reason you can't call in, but you still have a question or comment or you want to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Joel Friday TV or go directly to the YouTube live chat, hit the super chat button, send your question or comments there, and I'll read them live on air. Amazing stuff. Let's get into it. How y'all doing? Did you like my thumbnail? It was Halloween. I think that party was actually a what do you call that type of party? A 2K party or something? 2000s party. That's what that was from. But anyway, let's get to it. So, happy Halloween. Okay, first and foremost, happy Halloween. Shout out to everybody. Happy Halloween to everybody on Instagram and Facebook and Punchy.tv and YouTube. Happy Halloween. I want to talk about Halloween a little bit because, you know, in the religious circles, Lord, everybody wondering, is Halloween evil? Is it good? Should you have your kids do it? Is it bad? And I just want to just for a second, talk about Halloween and get my little opinions on it. And then we'll get into the bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? So Halloween, to me, I don't see it as a wrong thing, right? Obviously, Halloween is in relation to like horror and fear and spirits and costumes and scare, you know. It's all those things. But I think it's all those things in good fun. You know what I mean? I think that it's okay that kids can get dressed up, and kids love to get dressed up, and they love to dress as different things. Spider-Man, Batman, witch. I don't know. Whatever. Toto. They do weird stuff now, like SpongeBob. But kids love to do that stuff, right? Paint their face. So I think that it's all in good fun. Now, the teenagers and stuff like that, I remember in high school, we used to love going to the parties and stuff and dress up or dress down. But it was a thing that we did for fun. And of course, in adulthood as well, it goes a little bit too far. It goes a little bit more degenerate because it's an excuse for the ladies to dress like, HOEs, and for the men to be proud about being HOE makers. So there's that, of course. And so it does tend to lean more degenerate opposed to other holidays like Christmas, for example. You're not having Christmas parties at the club. That's typically not what you're going to see at the club, is everybody dressed in Christmas outfits. You may see it here and there at a club or two, but typically for Halloween is where the degenerates are going to come out. You know what I mean? That's their excuse to be what they want to be for a day. So yes, Halloween does lean more degenerate, but I think Halloween, in the name of it all, it's still done innocently. It's still an innocent celebration for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? So enjoy your Halloween. I hope you enjoy your Halloween. I hope that the kids have fun. They get all the candy. Even though don't eat too much candy. But I wish I could go trick-or-treating. What, the free candy? Come on. Stop playing with me. One time for Halloween, I was dressed up as Michael Myers and I went and scared the little kids. Oh, that was so fun. That was probably the funnest year. I was going to do that this year and I was going to record it. I was going to have my camera guy do we do like a YouTube video. Oh, that was the plan, but it just didn't work out that way. But I did that one year. I was Michael Myers and I was scaring the little kids. Great. And I even went into somebody's house one time. They opened the door and they saw me and they were screaming, ah, ah, ah. And they ran away from the door, but they left the door open. And I went inside the house and I was like walking like Michael Myers with the knife. And that was fun too. So it's fun. You know what I mean? There's some fun in it. But that was probably the most fun I had on Halloween. But have fun with the kids. Let the kids go trick-or-treating and have fun with their friends and look and get candy and just be kids. So do that and have fun with it. And it doesn't have to be evil unless you think it's evil. You know what I mean? So if you think it's an evil thing and you see it that way, then more than likely that's how you're treating it. So if you feel that way, then don't do it. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. Because there's a lot more degenerate things that people do on a daily basis than a little Halloween celebration, I'll tell you that. Human beings do a lot more degenerate stuff than dress up or dress down. So if we're gonna rebuke stuff, let's rebuke what you did on Tuesday. What you did on Tuesday was worse than October 31st. We know that. Anyway. But with that being said, I think Halloween gets a degenerate pass. A degeneracy pass, okay? And I think there's a lot of things that we do in our lives, that get a degeneracy pass. I'm going to give you guys one example, and then I'll get to some calls. Give me 1 second, callers. I will get to you in a second. I'll tell you one thing that gets a degeneracy pass that people don't think is degenerate. Oh, but it is marriage and relationships. You guys thought that it was cute. You guys thought that it was cute. No, it's degenerate. But it gets a degeneracy pass. Because there's a proper way to go about it. But come on. Come on. We know in marriage, maybe not everybody knows, but in marriage, come on. The stuff you be doing, that ain't no godly activity. But there's a degeneracy pass to a certain extent. Don't get crazy with this pass. Some people would take the pass and go overboard. No, but there's a proper way to go about certain things, right? And I want to talk a little bit about it. And I have some clips I want to show you guys about it in that way. C-Sal with the super chat says, ask any Satanist. Halloween is the day they sacrifice the most. That could be true. A lot of evil could be done on that day, maybe. But a lot of evil is done every day, C-Sal. So just because the Satanists use that day for evil doesn't mean that people got to use that day for evil. So I ain't saying you're wrong. Maybe they do. I don't doubt it. Makes sense. I rebuke it, but you know, do what you want in your own life. Lord, C-Sal coming in. C-Sal's the low-key Bible thumper too, though. C-Sal is the low-key Bible thumper. She be coming through the chat all nice, and well, sometimes she's a pit bull. That's a fact. And she married and have children, and she just like nice and sweet. No, she a Bible thumper too. She'll thump you. You will get thumped by C-Sal. Shout out C-Sal. Thank you, C-Sal. I appreciate it. And the constant support as well. Matthew with the super chat says, the degeneracy pass is called confessionals. Forgive me, Lord Prance, I have sinned. Right on, Matthew. The degeneracy pass is called confessionals. Yeah, you gotta be honest about this, the little mess. Right on, Matthew. Appreciate it. C-Sal says, I'm a huge Bible thumper. What the? I thought everyone knew that. Anyway, let's go to them clips and then we'll get to some calls. This is from Council Culture Show. So I don't know if you guys know, I've heard of this show. This show is hosted by Nick Cannon. I didn't know Nick Cannon had a podcast until a few days ago. I was like, what the? He got a podcast now because, well, everybody got a podcast now. But he got a podcast and he interviews Pastor Devon Franklin. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he is a well-known pastor, kind of popular. He was married to celebrity actress Megan Good at one point, and they got a divorce recently. They are no longer married. But yeah, he's a pastor, and Nick Cannon sits down with Devon Franklin as they talk about what a woman should bring to the table. So we're going to get into that. Lord.
I need a partner to build with. Mm-hmm. I don't need anyone. I like being by myself. Mm-hmm. I like making choices. I like picking which car I want to get in. I like thinking about which city I'm going to be in this weekend. Right. And I don't have to check with nobody.
Right. That's the beauty of being single.
But also, if I do find someone that I'm deeply in love with, that I want to spend the rest of my life with, it's not equally yoked because 9 times out of 10, what is she bringing to me?
Okay.
That makes me say, I want to give you half of everything that I got.
Okay. But I understand what you're saying. But it feels like you're looking at it primarily from a business transaction, not an emotional one. So yes, let's just go down your line of thinking for a minute, right? Like you are at a level in your life and career, from a financial standpoint, it's probably very difficult to find another woman for you that works for you that is also of the same financial status. That's probably very difficult.
Right.
However, I would say it's not as hard to find someone at the same emotional status who has something to bring you, who could actually offer something to you. I believe that.
Even if I find someone who's emotionally in tune and aligned with what I believe.
Yes. And you're in line with their belief.
We're not gonna be, that's not no reason to get bogged down into a government contract.
So Nick Cannon has 12 kids by different baby mothers. And this is not something that came by accident. Maybe somehow, I don't know. But I say that because he purposely is into having multiple women at once, right? He's not into being monogamous or whatever they call it, right? He takes pride in having multiple women. So he has 12 kids, and by different mothers, maybe not all by different mothers, but he has several baby mamas. And his thing is, his struggle is saying that like he can't find anybody that is that's gonna bring something special to the table and match his success, right? That's never gonna happen, or it's gonna happen, but not in the way that he wants it. But Devon Franklin is like, no, it ain't about this worldly success. It's about, I don't agree with the way he frames it, but he says that what can a woman give you emotionally? I don't like that. So I'm gonna put it into my own words. What can a woman match you emotionally is what Devon Franklin says. And I disagree with that. But I agree with the premise that Devon Franklin is trying to make is that when you do, when it happens in the right way, whether it be marriage, relationships, or whatever, I've talked about this plenty of times, but it's worth saying it again, is that each person does add value to the other. There is something that each person brings to that person when it happens on its own, because it's orchestrated in the natural way to where it's put together based off of what you guys can bring to each other. It fits. It fits. And when that happens, you guys are useful to each other. You're useful to each other. And when that happens as well, when you have children and when you have stuff, I would imagine, right? I haven't got to that place, right? And I don't have no kids. But when that happens is when everything can fall into its course the best way it can be possible. Because remember, we still are living life with this degeneracy past, right? We still got the degeneracy past. So it ain't perfect. We just got the past with us. So when it's done and put together in that proper way and you have kids, their life is a lot easier when it's done right. Right? The marriage is a lot easier. The raising the children is a lot easier. And there's a lot more peace in the home. So it's not about the what a person can bring to you physically, right? It's more so about what that connection is, right? And what God has added together. Because he knows what is going to be beneficial for the home. Beneficial for you based off of the way you are, and beneficial to her based off the way she is. So there's that. But that was just a point. I didn't even want to make that long of a point on that. But here is where I wanted to get into it more, and then I'm off this. We take calls. Is where Devon uses the Adam and Eve story to reference his point on the purpose of women as well. Here we go.
When I'm not here anymore, what did I leave?
Yeah.
And I honestly don't think a companion is going to help me in that at this stage.
Okay, but let's go back.
So emotionally.
But here, let's go back to the word for a minute.
Okay,
right? Let's go back to the word.
Let's get it.
You go back to Genesis.
Yes.
God creates Adam.
Right.
He says, hey, Adam, I'm going to, he says, it's not good for man to be alone. Now, what that means is not by themselves. It means without support. It's not good for the man to be without support. he creates, the birds, the bees,
they all had
the
partners.
beasts and all that. And then Adam said, okay, he said, go. So then Adam goes and starts naming the birds and the beasts and whatnot. And then once Adam goes through a period of evaluation and exploration, he comes to the conclusion that I haven't found the right support system. And that's when Eve is created.
Right.
So if you look at it spiritually.
But you see what all the trouble she got us in. Trying to eat from the tree of knowledge. Think she know everything.
But it goes back to us, right? Because Adam could have said, I'm not going to eat of the tree.
But he was so in love and so blinded that he followed this woman.
But was love the problem, or was his attachment to it? Attachment to her.
But because ultimately what the Spirit was attempting to show the both of them is that you're supposed to allow God to lead you and you not think and lead for yourself in that process. So when you're building your legacy, I believe a woman is only going to slow me down.
Nick, do you feel that Michelle slowed Barack down?
That's you making my point.
Lord have mercy, he done went there. He done used Michelle and Barack as the pinnacle of what Lord. Devon Franklin, he says things I don't agree with, but I think that what he means by those things are correct. I think it's just a little bit emotional the way he approaches this stuff. But I don't think that he's necessarily wrong entirely on what he's trying to say. But Nick is right. Nick Cannon is right. Is that, he said that the Adam and Eve thing, or Eve is the reason why this all happened. And the man was too caught up in the woman. And, he doesn't want to be bogged down by the relationship and all that stuff. He's right about that. In reality, because he only knows the false love, right? And a lot of people only know the false version of love in like a relationship. They only know the false version. So when you only know the false version, yes, there's always problems, right? Because it was put together in the wrong way. You chased it, or it was for the wrong reasons. So you guys it's not right. So you're gonna fight, there's gonna be problems, and you're gonna have a bunch of baby mamas. And then you're gonna think, no, it's because I'm just not a one woman type of man. I like multiple women. It's not that you like multiple women. This is just my opinion, Nick Cannon. It's not like you like multiple women. It's that you are getting all the wrong ones. And oftentimes we get the wrong ones for the wrong reasons. Lust, right? You're lusting after them. You want something from them, right? Fine, they look so good. And then you get them, and then you get the prize, and then you're still not satisfied. So guess what? You want another one. And then you go chase another one, and you're still not satisfied. Why? Because it's not that you're chasing the woman, you're chasing a feeling, a false feeling that is never satisfied. It's always gonna feel good, right? That's why you have to know the real one, recognize the real love. So in that way, there's a difference. There's a different way of living. There's a different way of going about it. And Nick Cannon doesn't know that one. That's why he's in all these situations and blah, blah, blah. And thinking that a woman has to bring success to the table, and that she also has to help. She also has to add to his legacy and all that stuff. But where I agree with Devon Franklin is the reason why the woman was created was to help this quote unquote legacy that Nick Cannon is talking about. But not in the sense of, in a weird way, but in the sense of it's proper. She's supposed to be there, especially if it's the right one. and she will help, and she'll be glad to help, and it'll be natural for her, and there will be no force, there will be no pressure. She will fit right into your world, and she would just be in place. And there wouldn't be a question whether you want other people or you're into other people, you want multiple wives. Why? Because you have everything you need there. Everything is already satisfied. You got it there. Everything you need is there. The helper's there. The S is there because you know, all in all. All in all, why are we married? And then you get to have the babies and stuff. So there's no reason, not one reason, that if it's added in the right way, that you would even desire to want to have many. You wouldn't want to have many. You wouldn't need to have many. So I just wanted to make that little point. And I never understood guys who want multiple women like that. I mean, I understand it. I do understand it because in the lustful way, obviously, everyone is beautiful. You know, I mean, not only one person is attractive. So I know that lustful thing makes you want to like go, you know, I understand that. But I'm talking about like to settle down, marry and all that stuff. I never understood wanting multiple. But anyway, my last point is how we get to this. I want to do a little Bible thumping real quick. Because I forgot to read this yesterday. This from Matthew 10:38. Whoever does not take up their cross and follow me is not worthy of me. And this is speaking to people like Nick Cannon, who seems well-meaning. I've never got a bad vibe from Nick Cannon. Seems well-meaning, like I'm a well-meaning type of guy. But this is for people like him who think all these other things are what matter to a marriage or to your life, success or legacy and stuff like that, is that whoever does not take up the cross and follow me is not worthy of me. And a lot of people think that it's you turn away from sin with your actions, and that makes you a good person. Right, you're successful. You got money. You feed the homeless. You donate. But it's not a turning of the deeds, but it's the turning of the heart, and that's how you take up the cross, right? Because Christians will say taking up the cross means I gotta like do right all the time, and I gotta just be the good Christian and show myself approved. That's not what taking up your cross means. Taking up your cross means repentance. Turn your heart to honesty and being honest. Not in denial. That is taking up your cross. And then Matthew 10:39 says, whoever finds their life will lose it. Whoever loses their life for my sake will find it. And what that means is surrendering that God knows what's best. Whoever finds their life will lose it. Meaning all the desires and plans and goals and things that they had for themselves, they'll find it, right? The perfect woman, the perfect man, the type of woman, the type of man that you want, the qualities that they must bring, how they must do this, how they must do that. When you find, whoever finds their life will lose it. And whoever loses their life for my sake will find it. Meaning letting go of all that stuff. All of it. All of it. Goals, ambitions, success, purpose, passion, all that stuff. letting that go, and that's where you find God. And in that, after that, is when he starts adding things to you. And when he adds them things to you, Lord have mercy. I'm telling you, it's different. I'm telling you. I've experienced a few of the things, the added things. I'm telling you, different. Whether it be a relationship, whether it be money, whether it be things, when it's added, it's useful to you. It's just useful. And not only useful, desirable, fun, enjoyable, all of that. All of that. And you don't have to question whether, like Nick Cannon said, is she gonna bring value to my life? That's not even a thought or a question. Or will she help me build my legacy? Not even a thought or a question. So, anyway, enough of that. I'm done with that. Zenny said, Joel yapping today. Zenny mad because I won't get to his call yet. I'm going to get to your call, Zenny. Hold on. Let me go to Greg out of Midwest. Greg, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
What up?
How's it going, Greg?
Joel, how you doing? Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. All is well, man. How are you?
Pretty good. It's the Joel Friday TV podcast show. Report.
Experience.
That's right, experience. Hey, you're going to need to get 2 hours, man, because I feel rushed.
Not right on.
Man, you got to get 2 hours in, man.
We're working on it. I'll make the request.
Yes. First of all, Halloween. I love Halloween. I don't do it every year, but I never had a problem with it. And I grew up a Christian, but it was just something fun. And I like it because you can do Halloween whether you're a kid or an adult. It's just something nice. And like my brother and I, we still go to Halloween parties to this day.
And why so?
Just for something to do. It's something fun.
Yeah.
I like it in the sense that you get to be somebody different for one day out of the year. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So, yeah. I remember when I was in high school, it was my freshman year, we all went trick-or-treating that first year. And then we all came, I was like 13, 14. We all came to school the next day in class, and there was just candy freaking everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, those are, you look forward to that kind of stuff. And it's not because of the Halloween spirit, the dark spirits. You look forward because... Hold on, I'm getting a feedback. Can you hear me, Greg?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hold on one second.
All right.
I'm gonna have the call screener double check your line really quick. 1 second.
Okay.
Derek, can you check him out? Let me go to Zenny real quick. I'll come back to Greg. Zenny, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
That was the Holy Spirit right there, being like, "Get this dude off the phone, bro."
You don't like Greg? You don't like Gregatron?
No, I like Greg, but Halloween, man, we got to talk about.
Okay,
Halloween
let's get into it.
So, first question for you, Joel. Joel, are you a friend of the world?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I'll tell you why not.
Okay, tell me. Educate
James
me.
4:6. You adulterers, don't you realize that friendship with the world makes you an enemy of God? I say it again. If you want to be a friend of the world, you make yourself an enemy of God. Do you think the scriptures have no meaning? They say that God is passionate and that the spirit he has placed within us should be faithful to him. And he gives grace generously, as the scriptures say. James 4:6. So that is the explanation of God's word of why you should not be a friend of the world. And one thing I noticed from you, Joel, is that you continuously are a friend of the world. You love the world. You love having fun. You think things are fun. You think the world is fun. You put a lot of importance on fun. You think why do you think things need to be so fun all the time?
Fair enough question. Good questions. And I do have a question I want to ask you, and then I'll answer your question. My question kind of is answering your question is did Jesus go and eat with the sinners?
Eat with, I believe, he might have eaten with some sinners at some point.
And was he considered and was that friendly?
I believe that was friendly. You can consider that friendly, yeah.
Okay, but debunked the little thing that you said right there in the beginning.
No, it's not debunked. Did Jesus celebrate any of their pagan religious holidays? No, he never did, and he never would.
But Jesus,
he would never eat food that was sacrificed to a pagan god either. He would never do that.
What's that? What food sacrificed to a pagan god?
So if they were to sacrifice, let's say they sacrificed a goat in the name of Baal, like the evil god of child sacrifice.
But who's doing that? Who's doing that though, Zenny? Nobody's sacrificing a goat in the name of Baal.
Did you read T-Cell's super chat about Satanists, about this be the most time?
Right, but that's not why. But that's not why.
Sacrifices. Halloween is the season for the most kidnapping, child trafficking. Like, there are evil stuff going on.
But do you have to do that
in front of your eyes, and you act like you don't see it?
Well, do you have to do that? But does that mean that has to represent that in your home? Just because somebody does something evil, there's a lot of people who do weird, evil stuff on Christmas too. Are you going to stop celebrating Christmas?
A lot of people do weird, evil stuff on Christmas. What are you talking about?
They don't. Also, there's nobody who does no evil rituals, nothing on Christmas.
It's not known for being an evil holiday. Actually, I would say like less evil stuff happens on Christmas. People are at home. People are with their families. People are, at least not out on the streets.
But right, that we know.
Okay. We know for a fact that more things happen on Halloween. You said it yourself earlier.
Right.
More degeneracy, and you're giving them a degeneracy pass. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
I'm saying that you as an individual, have the right to celebrate how you want to. So if you want to celebrate and have fun and have candy,
disobedient to God, you can do that if you want. If you want to be disobedient to God and celebrate something that has nothing to do, it's actually the opposite of God. Evil, fear, are those things the fruits of the Spirit? No, those are fruits of Satan's spirit. So why would you celebrate that?
But nobody's
fun?
Nobody's celebrating the spirit of fear or anything. The kids that when they go out there, they're going out there to have fun and dress up.
Bro, they're wearing Satan horns. They're kids dressing up like Satan. That's not just fun.
Do all the kids dress up as Satan?
Some of them do, and if some of them do, then we should not be celebrating this holiday.
Okay, so what about the kids that dress up? What about the kids who dress up as angels? Did we rebuke them too?
Yeah, we rebuke them too, because Halloween is not to be celebrated by anyone. It's not commanded in God's word to celebrate Halloween.
Neither is Christmas.
Anything other than my days and the days that I told you to celebrate.
Is the word Christmas in the Bible?
No, I don't celebrate Christmas either. I'm not about Christmas, so don't try to say.
Oh, so you don't like any of?
I don't celebrate Christmas.
Well, at least
anymore. Because God changed my heart, and I see the truth now. I see that Christmas is fake. It's not based on Jesus' real birthday, and no one is really using it to celebrate Jesus either.
Why do you take
every day?
Zenny, why do you take this stuff so serious? Why is it so serious?
Because we're in a spiritual battle, bro. People's souls are at stake. You're just acting.
So what are you doing? And what are you doing to fix it?
I'm rebuking you right now because you're deceiving people. You're deceiving people, and I'm rebuking you in the name of Jesus Christ.
And what if you're deceiving
all your viewers? And telling them that you can give people degeneracy pass? It's bull.
Okay, so then do you want to get married one day?
Yeah.
Okay, and isn't relationship and lust and sex degenerate?
No, it's not degenerate if it's within
because
a marriage
it serves...
ordained by God. Like what? Like that was another dumb point you made today. You're trying to say that sex in a marriage, ordained by God, is just as degenerate as fornication. That's just stupid.
Did somebody break your heart or something? Because you're extra on top of it today.
You're breaking my heart, bro. You're breaking my heart with your illogical
But you're not.
But
you're not normally like this insane. Why are you so angry today more than ever?
Maybe to this Halloween, man. Those demonic spirits are out, bro.
Well, then maybe
spirits are out, bro.
Okay, then maybe the demonic spirits are affecting you more than it's affecting the people who just want to have fun with it.
No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think if you want to go out and have fun and be a degenerate tonight, it's affecting you a lot more because I don't want to do that.
But
I do not want to go out and celebrate and dress up and celebrate the world and be worldly. I'd rather stay home and just listen to a sermon. That sounds like a way better idea to me.
Zenny, that is so churchy and overdoing it and
great.
extra.
The Holy Spirit,
but that's
bro.
not gonna make you.
Look into it.
That's not gonna make you a better Christian than anybody else just because you staying at home on Halloween and listening to sermons. What makes you think that is what matters? God is focused
because
on.
I'm conforming to what Christ would rather do than rather than
not with your heart.
The world wants you to go out and celebrate Halloween.
Not with your heart.
What does the world want you to do?
You're not doing it with your heart.
Halloween, right?
You're not doing it with your heart. You're doing with
because I don't want to celebrate it.
No, you're doing it with your actions. That's your actions.
I don't want anything to do with it.
Your heart is judgmental.
When I had a heart of stone, I loved Halloween. I wanted to go out, get drunk.
Your heart is judgmental.
Girls. Yeah, it was great.
Your heart is judgmental. I got to wear
a mask so no one knows who I was. Yeah.
Your heart is judgmental. You're judging everybody else for doing whatever they're doing, and you're judging them, and then you're pretending. I'm
using God's word.
You're pretending to be holy and on the side of good by criticizing or calling out, exposing
the deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. Okay. That's what I'm doing right now. Ephesians 5:11, Joel. You need to read your Bible, brother. You need to get baptized, and you need to stop spouting this mess, man. It's deceiving people, and it's leading people down the wrong path. Have a great day.
Fair enough. Pray for me, sir. Appreciate it, man. Then he was a little bit more into his feelings today. I don't know what that's about, but that's okay. I'm not mad. I still like Zenny, but he can't be. Well, it is what it is. But you have the right to do what you want. If you want to celebrate Halloween and have fun and have candy, then you go do that, right? And if it's this evil holiday that shouldn't be celebrated, then you just discover that on your own, right? But if you want to look at Halloween as this evil thing and you want to be at home and read scripture on Halloween because that you think that's going to make you a better Christian, you can do that too, but it's not. You listening to a sermon on Halloween does not make you a better Christian than the trick-or-treaters. So, but if you want to do that and believe that, you can go do that too. But check your heart. Check your heart. Because it's real easy to judge another thinking that you're on the side of good, but yet that same anger and that same passion that the world has that you rebuke, you might have that too. So you want to check your heart and not your reverence for the Bible or something. But it's a good call. Good conversation. Let me move the calls though, because Lord have mercy, I'm running out of time. Let me go back to Greg real quick. Greg.
What up? I'm still here.
All right, go ahead, Greg.
Man, the people who hate Halloween, they take it more serious than the people who like Halloween, but that's not even why I called.
Exactly.
So a couple of days ago, you had John from Kentucky call your show, and he was talking about white people. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay. So I just want to know, like, did any white person hurt him physically or any type of way somewhere along the line? Because the way he talks about white people, I didn't have that at all. You know what I'm saying? And I can prove it. Now, there's been some knuckleheads in every race, but I'm 32 now, and the job I have now and my old job, I used to work 2 jobs. So both of these jobs I had, there was a white man who would either offer me a promotion or he would want me to work in his department, quit where I'm at and go somewhere else, work for him. So to keep it short, my only question is, where's all the racism if all these white people want you to work for them if you're a good worker, that is.
Right. It doesn't.
And go ahead.
I would say it doesn't exist. You know.
Right.
You know, the thing is that the tricky part, and then I'll let you finish your point, Greg, is that the tricky part is that people, it's so easy to point and say somebody's bad or somebody's wrong or somebody's hateful. And not realizing, and it's very easy to miss that you're being just as hateful for pointing out their hate. You know what I mean? Because you're judging it. And you could point out somebody's hate without judgment, but when you now reject it and fight against it and do all these things, you're just being just as hateful just on the other end. It's still hate. You're the same person.
Yeah.
There's no difference. So pointing out the white man or pointing out Halloween, whatever it may be, and rebuking it and taking it that serious, you're not realizing that it's the same spirit that you have for the opposition.
Right. And white bosses, white employers, they just want people who will work hard.
Right.
They don't care about the color. They know if you're a good worker already, they're going to welcome you to their department, whatever it is. And last thing, my boss now, he's white, and thanks to him, I get overtime. And he'll ask me, hey, you want to work this? Hey, you want to work that? And I get double time at my job. So if the white man was so bad, as John claims, why, and I'm black, by the way, for the record, this is Gregatron.
Yeah. Right on.
Why am I getting overtime and double time? That's all I wanted to say. I'll let you get to the next caller.
Well, I appreciate it, Gregatron. And
yes,
it's a great point. It's a great point about the whites and the blacks and people pointing the finger, and the whites do want the blacks to work hard. And it's not about color or anything like that. Is that they want their stuff to be right and done properly, and that's how they want to live. So I appreciate it, man.
And I've had black bosses too who are the same way. They just want you to do your job and, you know, work hard. That's all it is. But go ahead, get to your next caller.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, see ya. Yep, bye.
Let me go to Frederick at Los Angeles. I'm running low on time, but Fred, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
What's going on? What's going on, Joel? Real quick, since you're running out of time, I think Zenny, he's just a Scrooge, and that's just what Christians do. You know what I'm saying? We get these Christians, they get their little panties in a bunch, and then they run in the house and hide in the basement. What is that going to prove? You know what I'm saying? If he was a real Christian, he'd be out here holding a Bible, giving out Bibles on his porch with his pumpkin. You know what I'm saying? He ain't doing nothing but adding to it. So, therefore, he can cry all he wants. Scrooges are just trolls with no voice. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. And, you know, Zenny is cool. I had nothing against Zenny or nothing like that. And I don't know if you do. I mean, I don't think you do either. But
no, we talking about relationships. Now, you thinking, I did have a problem with you thinking a marriage was just
wait. But let me finish my thing about Zenny real quick.
Go ahead.
Is that yeah, no, he's cool and stuff, and there's none, you know, there's no issue there when it comes to that. But I do think that oftentimes, he is missing the fact that he's coming from the same spirit, and he's a little bit too intense with this stuff. I'm not saying he's wrong on the things he believes, but when you're so
he's a woman.
Yeah, when you're so intense, you become too passionate into this stuff, and then you make it too serious. So when anybody does anything that seems wrong or off the mark, you get crazy, and that's the approach it seems like he takes.
They're gonna point you out in the crowd and say, him right there, bring him up front. We can tell he can't take what we're saying. because he's all emotional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's ready to do something. He's a threat. He's a danger to the public. You know what I'm saying? Then they're going to, hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
People is emotional. They're not as saved as they say they are. So don't take offense to people judging you or acting like you're not a Christian for being friends with the world, because you got to be in the world to change the world. You can't go out the world and stay within yourself and expect the world to change. Good day, Joel. I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying, put my little 2 cents in.
Fair enough, Fred. I appreciate it. Thanks for calling and coming again.
All right. Yep. Later.
What else I have to say? I'm so out of time. Callers, I'm so out of time. I can't get to you. One of the worst mistakes that I made in my life, and I'm still overcoming this thing, I'm about to tell you right now, is taking this stuff too serious, taking God too serious. God had never asked, not one time, and this is Christians get this wrong too, and I was doing it, and I'm still getting past this stuff, is taking God too serious. Because what happens is now you start to use God as a weapon. And that's not what he wants you to do. He doesn't even want you to, and I said this before a million times, he don't even want you to have him on a pedestal. Anything on a pedestal is too important. And when something is too important to you, it's gonna have an effect on you negatively. It's gonna work against you, because then you're gonna be triggered by it when somebody questions it. If the Bible is so important for whatever, right, or something is so important to you, but we use the Bible as an example, and somebody criticizes the Bible, you're gonna feel like they're criticizing you, because you have the Bible on a pedestal. Nothing should be on a pedestal. Nothing should be that important. Because when you let that go, and when you just live life and just be normal and regular, you start to free yourself up from all this pressure to be good or pressure to be bad, and you just live life more. And there'll be a time to go hard. There'll be a time to have Zenny energy. Maybe not that much Zenny energy. Lord have mercy. But you don't want to live your life like that, man. You're making a big mistake, Zenny, but that's just my opinion, of course. But you're making a big mistake to living like that. You're going to lose all your friends, and you're going to think you're losing your friends because you're godly and they just don't get it. No, you're too intense, man. You've always been that way, but today you just really, I don't know what happened. But you're too intense. And you've been that way for a long time. And you take this stuff too serious. And God's not smiling at you because you're taking it too serious. You got to relax, man. It ain't that deep. It ain't that serious. Nothing's that deep and nothing's that serious. And that's not how God intended it to be. So anyway, I got to end. I appreciate you guys' super chats and the calls and the all that stuff. I appreciate it. Until next time, I'm not here tomorrow. I'm gone for the weekend. So I hope you guys have a good weekend. I'll see you guys back here on Monday for some more mess. Wow, the week flew by. What the? But we'll see you again. We'll talk again. The Lord is willing. I'll see you guys again on Monday. Catch the Hick Report and American Anchor Baby and Jesse Lee Peterson show tomorrow. Their shows will still be going. The Fallen State premieres tomorrow as well. Check out Punchy TV, all that stuff. We got a lot of stuff going on here on the network. So make sure you guys check that out. Joel Friday TV across the board. Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Go follow, share, subscribe, and blah, blah, blah. All that good stuff. Until next time, y'all, I gotta go. Bye. Wait. Pause. I forgot super chats. Real quick, I got to read these because I'm not here tomorrow and I can't skip out on these super chats. Pause the outro. Hake says, Christians did eat meat sacrificed to idols. No big deal. That's another fact, but we could save that conversation for another day. That's a whole new episode. Hake is right. Hold up. I cannot miss super chats for a whole weekend. That just makes no sense. So Mo Better Jinkum with 5 donuts says, last caller, cannot celebrate anything. Sounds like we have no other option than to celebrate the Israelis who assassinated Jesus and also celebrate their control of our population's television and electoral candidates. I don't quite know what you're saying there, Mo Beta. But maybe the chat knows. But I appreciate the donuts, man. Mo Beta. Mo Beta's been a supporter for a long time, so shout out Mo Beta, but I don't know what he's saying. Sorry. I think that we're good there. Matthew. We got C-Sal. All right, y'all. I'm good. Let's try this again. Okay, bye.